Yo, what's up guys, Robbie here, and I'm going to be starting a little bit of a commentary series here, and there's going to be 32 different parts to this commentary series. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at all your guys' favorite teams' schedules and seeing what I think that their record is going to be by the end of the season. Now, also what this is going to do is going to take away me doing the predictions that I tried to do every week a couple years ago, but that didn't really work out that well. But what I want to do now instead is, before the season starts, then predict how I think your guys' favorite teams are going to be doing. So we'll go division by division. So obviously we're going to start with the AFC East with the Buffalo Bills, because that's my favorite team. That's just how that's going to go. So we're going to start out here with the Ravens. So that's who the Bills play first week once again. 2 years ago, they played the Bills, or the Bills played the Ravens at the Ravens again. And 2 years ago, it happened before then. So I don't know what's going on with that. Usually, it's almost every other year we play the Ravens. That just seems like what it is. Sometimes we'll play them 2 seasons in a row, but usually the Ravens always, I'm not surprised when I see the Ravens pop up on the Bills schedule. But the Buffalo Bills at the Ravens, I mean, the number one thing is it's not even known which quarterback will be starting for the Bills yet, and it's either AJ McCarron or Josh Allen. Everyone completely forgets about AJ McCarron, that he's on the Buffalo Bills. He's their current starter, so I don't think they'll be putting Josh Allen into the game first week unless he's a stout in preseason, which I highly doubt. But right now they're looking at A.J. McCarron and giving A.J. McCarron a chance before they go over to the rookie Josh Allen. So basically, if A.J. McCarron is playing against the Ravens, here's the Buffalo Bills offense. LeSean McCoy. That's literally it. We have Zay Jones, and that's pretty much the only receiver that I know of on offense that the Buffalo Bills have. The Bills have no offense whatsoever and rely on their defense. We've lost a lot in free agency, and most of our players have gone to the Patriots. So that's basically the Bills' season there. We've lost good, even defensive players. We lost Preston Brown. We made Preston Brown into an amazing linebacker, and he's gone. It constantly happens. The same thing happened the year before with Zach Brown. We made him into an amazing player, and he goes off to some other team, and then he does not play as well as he did for us. And I feel like that's exactly what's going to be happening with Preston Brown. He's not going to be playing as good as he did on the Bills. That's just my opinion, but Bills at the Ravens, I think personally the Bills will be able to get a W at the Ravens. The Ravens have been honestly always been like a playoff hype. They always try to get into the playoffs within the last 3 or 4 weeks, but they never make it. But usually at the beginning of the season, the Ravens are up and down. But I feel like Ravens are going to be starting out 0-1, and the Bills taking that game. But against the Chargers, the Bills definitely could have won against the Chargers last season. It's just the fact that Nathan Peterman threw 5 interceptions, kind of threw the game away, and then Tyrod came in and took control of the team, started to score some points, but he wasn't going to be able to come back with the deficit he was in. So the Chargers, it seems like they always, for the past 2-3 years, they start out their season horrendous. So I feel like that's what's going to happen again with the Chargers. So you got to remember, the Bills have a very good defense now. I'd honestly say that the Bills have a 100% top 5 good defensive backs. 100% top 5 defensive backs. Argue with me. You got Micah Hyde, you got Jordan Poyer, you got Vontae Davis, and then you got Tre'Davious White, who should have been the I can't even think of it, defensive rookie MVP, whatever you want to call it, defensive rookie of the year. That's just my opinion. I feel like he got stolen from it because Alvin Kamara got offensive MVP or offensive rookie of the year. I'm being so confused right now. And I feel like it was robbed from Tre'Davious because the NFL just wanted to have 2 of the same players be defensive and offensive rookie of the years, because just it's never happened before, and it was the chance for it to happen, so they just let it happen and didn't really care about Tre'Davious White. So that's how I feel like that went down. So do I feel like the Bills will be able to stop the Chargers? Yeah. But the thing is do I think they'll be able to keep up with the Chargers? Absolutely not. Therefore, I'm going to say that is a L against the Chargers. And the Vikings. So this is at the Vikings as well. This is definitely going to be a tough game. I mean, Kirk Cousins, new quarterback at the Vikings. Vikings are, they started the beginning of the season out okay, but then out of nowhere, Case Keenum plays absolutely amazing and just takes over. So I feel like the Vikings, it's an up and down, but against the luck, I'm going to say that's an L. So we got the Bills going 1-2 within the third week. Then we got the Green Bay Packers and facing off against probably the best skill quarterback in the NFL currently, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, the Green Bay Packers only really have Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams on offensive side. Defensive side, they really, honestly, I feel like it's just based around their offense. Because I feel like the Packers don't really have that much of a defense anymore. So I feel like it's just Aaron Rodgers is all the Packers have. Do I think the Bills will be able to keep up with the Packers? Absolutely. Their defense is not what it used to be a while ago. So I feel like that would right there would be a crazy W. So in week 4, I have the Bills being 2-2. Then I have the Titans. I feel like this one's an easy one to say. I feel like the Titans got lucky by getting in the playoffs just like how the Bills did. I'm sure the Titans will be a back and forth game between scores. But honestly, I feel like the Bills are going to come out on top with that one. That's just my opinion on that. The Texans, you got Deshaun Watson. And I honestly really hope the Texans go to the playoffs this year. The Texans are the team I'm sidely rooting for this year, and I really hope they go to the playoffs, and I really hope they play the Patriots and completely take them out of the playoffs. I just hope that. They almost took them down last year with an amazing shootout, both teams having 40 points, and I feel like the Texans right now with Deshaun Watson have a chance of beating the Patriots. They're the only team in the AFC that I see having an actual chance of being able to constantly score with the Patriots. Somehow, with the Texans' offense, somehow that's possible, and I believe that. So I'm going to say Bills versus Texans. Bills take an L against the Texans because Deshaun Watson will be throwing dimes all over the Bills' defense, and that's just that. Or maybe Deshaun Watson will come back from an ACL, and he won't be as great as he was before, and he'll just be a basic quarterback that everyone wonders what happened to his skill. So I have the Bills taking an L there. So far, we got W, L, L, W. So we got him at 3-3 at week 6. That's not that bad for week 6. Week 7, I have the Bills taking an L at the Colts. The Colts lost Vontae. They actually got rid of Vontae Davis. The Bills beat the Colts in a snowstorm last year. And the Colts have nothing. All they have is Andrew Luck and an old... Is Frank Gore still on the Colts? Or actually, Frank Gore's on the Dolphins, I believe, now. So I feel like the Colts are just nothing anymore, and they only have Andrew Luck, and he's been hurt for forever, and I don't even know if he's going to be coming back this year yet. He might be coming back this year, but later in the season, I have the Bills taking a W at the Colts. Now, Monday Night Football. Of course, Monday Night Football is at home, and it's against the Patriots. I mean, I felt like the Bills would be getting more primetime games, but I'm kind of glad they don't get primetime games because they never play good during primetime. They never play good. They might win during primetime, but they never play good. And the last time I saw the Bills play good during primetime was against the Seahawks, and they lost. So this is not even a question. The Patriots are going to win here. The Bills play horribly during primetime, and I really never look forward to watching the Bills during primetime games because they never play well. They never do good ever. It's just what it seems like in my opinion, and I feel like against the Patriots, it's just going to be an L. That's just my opinion on that. You got the Bears here. The Bears, it just depends on Mitchell Trubisky. Is Mitchell Trubisky going to play as well as everyone wants him to play? As he did not have a great year last year when he started playing. As I've watched, I don't know if there's some secret stats that I don't know about that Mitchell Trubisky had, but I do not see the Bears being able to compete with the Bills. So I think the Bills are going to take a W against the Bears. So the Bills are 5-4. They just keep going back and forth. But finally, against the Jets, you got Sam Darnold, this is week 10. So you got Sam Darnold, who's probably developed within the past weeks and realized what his offense wants to do and what he needs to do. So Sam Darnold is probably on fire, I'd say, a little bit, being the third-round pick or whatever pick he was. So I see the Bills taking a W at the Jets anyways. That's just how it is every year. The Jets really aren't that good. They're still in a rebuilding process. They won a lot of games, surprisingly, last year, which wasn't that surprising to me, or which was surprising to me. But I just feel like the Bills will be taking a W against the Jets at the Jets Stadium. So, got the Bills going 6-4 at this point. You got a bye week after that. Then week 12, you got the Jaguars. Oh boy. First off, that AFC wildcard game, I'm not saying that Nathan Peterman had a chance of bringing the Bills down the field to get a winning touchdown. Or tying touchdown, sorry. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is Jalen Ramsey did not get an interception. The ball literally touched the ground, and they still called it an interception anyways, and then the game ended as that, which I didn't think was very fair at all. They just wanted the Jaguars to win and go on and didn't think the Bills would really have a chance. I feel like that was the ref's idea there was, let's not give the Bills a chance. They're just going to embarrass themselves. It's crazy to think and say something stupid as that, but that's just my idea on that, and I really don't want to talk about it anymore. Will the Jaguars have an amazing defense as they had last year? Most likely. Will the Jaguars have an amazing offense as they did last year? Probably not. The really only thing they'll have is what's his face there? Leonard Fournette. And I feel like Blake Bortles is going to go back to being the way we know Blake Bortles as interception person. But I think this time the Bills are going to get their revenge, and I feel like they're going to be getting a surprising W at the Jaguars, and it's going to be revenge for that AFC wildcard game. So next week we got the Dolphins. So far we have the Bills at 7-4. And at the Dolphins, you got another team that is still rebuilding and really doesn't have any teams or any players, honestly. They don't have Jarvis Landry. They don't have Ndamukong Suh. They don't have a quarterback, Ryan Tannehill, who hasn't played a snap in a year or two. And then you don't have any running back except for old Frank Gore. You have a kind of good defense. Like, you have a average defense, but they're not amazing. So therefore, Bills are going to take a W at the Dolphins and move on to 8-4. That's my opinion on that. So at this point, they're on a 4-win streak. So that's just my own opinion. Then you got the Jets, and this is usually how it goes with the Jets. The Bills beat the Jets the first time, and then the second time they play them, somehow the Jets come out. They have this amazing game plan, and they win. So therefore, the Jets will break the win streak as they always do, and the Jets will beat the Bills, and the Bills will move on to 8-6. So then we got Week 15 against the Lions. Lions are average now. Like, they went to the playoffs 2 years ago and only scored 6 points in their game against the Seahawks. Their team is basically average now. You got Matthew Stafford, who plays great games, who's very clutch, and then you have other games where Matt Stafford is the complete opposite of that. So, in my opinion, I think the Bills will take a W at the Lions. It's going to be a tough game. I know it is. Surprisingly, it's going to be a tough game. But I think the Bills will take a W there, and then they'll move on to 9-5. Actually, I said 8. No, what did I say? Okay, I said the Bills after the Jets would lose. Then they would be 8. Man, I'm confusing myself here. We'll go over it in the end, and we'll talk about what the Bills will be in the end. So Week 16, Patriots. I always have this feeling that there's going to be this one game where the Bills will beat the Patriots in the season. I always think that every year. I think the Patriots will take a win, and I feel like the Bills will take a win. So I feel like, surprisingly, at the Patriots, it's not prime time this time. 2 days before Christmas, the Bills will take a dub, surprisingly, at the Patriots. Everyone will be surprised about it, and that's how that's going to go down. And then you got Week 17, Dolphins. Same thing as I said before. Dolphins, their average team. They got really no one to put at quarterback. They got one defensive rookie. They really have no one anymore. So I feel like the Dolphins will lose once again to the Buffalo Bills, ending the Bills season. So last time I checked, I believe that is a 10-6 record. So you got the Ravens W, you got the Chargers L, Vikings loss, Packers W, then you got Titans win, Texans loss, Colts, that is a win, Patriots, that's a loss, Bears, that's a win, Jets, that's a win, Jaguars, that's a win, Dolphins, that's a win, Jets, that's a loss, Lions, that's a win, Patriots, that's a win, and Dolphins, that's a win. So I wasn't really counting the wins here, so if you guys give me a second. So I counted them all up, and that comes up to 11-5. The Bills, in my opinion, will be 11-5 after the season's over. I mean, there's a couple games in there like the Patriots, that could be an L. The Lions or the Jaguars, that could be an L, and that could move down to 10-6 or 9-7. So there's still some up and down games, or like even the Packers there. That could be an up and down game. But in my opinion, Bills will be going 11-5. There's a little bit of bias in there, so you got to think of that as well. But let me know what you guys think the Bills will be going this year. Let me know in the comments down below. Probably a lot of you will say 0-16. Wouldn't surprise me, but in my opinion, 11-5. That's after I sit here and look at the schedule and think about the games. I think we'll be 11-5. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out, homies.